r/AskReddit. What is a sexual question you have always wanted to ask but never had the right opportunity? Will I ever have sex in my life? Right, so here it goes. Right, you know how normally water doesn't just enter the vagina. But what if we just open the hole and start pouring water in there? How much until they explode? Actually, while I am on it, since sound is a vibration, couldn't I sexually arouse a female by shouting extremely hard? Also, do you think Area 51 will have some high-tech dildo shit? What does pegging feel like? Do gay people choose who's going to perform each role? Do girls actually like giving blowjobs? Last but not least, WTF is squirt? Semi-sex. The lining between ass and pussy kinda thin. When you have to poo, is sex better? When you constipated, can you reach in vagina and help it move? Sorry if sounds bad. Edit. OMG till. This is why my friend loves Reddit. Thank you all for such honest answers and clearing this up. Women, how would you describe a penis entering your vagina? It is something I am genuinely curious about as a male, especially because I will, literally, never get to experience it. Things up your ass can be a universal experience. Things up your vagina, not so much. So OP, are you satisfied with the responses? What is having sex like? Does anyone else get turned on by semi-forceful sex, not just assuming it is consensual but knowing, and doing so with a trusted partner? I feel like it is stigmatized because of the obvious implications. I just feel like it is possible to be into that, but still be a normal, sane, peaceful individual. I've had multiple female partners tell me that they enjoy getting their nipples sucked on. Getting my nipples sucked on does nothing for me. Does this actually feel good for women, or is it just that you enjoy watching your partner get off while sucking on your nipples? Women, and gay people, why not? What is the ideal penis size? Is it true that it's dangerous to have sex in a pool? And while we're on the subject of water, does anyone actually enjoy shower sex? Because that is the most impossibly awkward thing I have ever attempted. What could I expect if I were to fit a taser up my ass and directly tase my prostate? Is it true that if you don't use it, you lose it? How does it feel for a guy to come? Can balls actually retract inside the body? When someone comes inside you, do you feel it, or is that a lie made up by erotica writers and comic artists? Edit. Thank you for the silver. I'm most likely gonna regret it, but what does cum taste like? Like not good or bad, I mean, like, is it fucking vanilla flavored? What does a female orgasm feel like? Never had one. My libido has been dead for years. Women, if you stick cold things, like if you put a toy in the freezer, inside of yourself, does it feel good on a hot day, or is it uncomfortable? I'd imagine it is uncomfortable, but getting cooled from the inside also seems nice. How do I stop my ass from hurting like my taint is gonna tear when I put anything larger than 2 fingers in there? I've only kissed a fair amount of times in my life, but not enough that I have a solid frame of reference as to what makes a good kiss and what makes a bad kiss. So, what would we all say makes a good kisser? Why do guys feel exhausted after a blowjob like I just sucked his living soul out of him? For bottom gay men, do you do an enema every time before you have sex? If not, do you not worry about, Question for straight women, or gay guys, I guess too. I have a spinal injury, with an excellent recovery regarding mobility and function. But I have partial numbness in some toes and reduced sensation in general around pelvic area. I have serious bouts of anorgasmia. Sometimes 2+ months without being able to finish. For clarity, no issue getting it up and performing during sex, just can't finish. I've come out of a long-term relationship where my GF was very understanding. Since then I have been with a couple of women and broached the topic before sex that I might not finish, and didn't. One was fine with it, but the other took it personally that I wasn't attracted to her or she was bad in bed. If a guy was to bring this up with you, would you have any idea what would be the best way to bring it up and create some understanding that it isn't your fault? I am having a great time? The fear of offending, upsetting some else hurts my confidence to initiate. I gotta ask, cause I always see it in movies and stuff. Do guys really like sniffing girl's underwear? And why? What does the male orgasm feel like? Whenever I ask, The guy says it's the best feeling or it feels good. That doesn't tell me anything. What areas feel good? What does it feel like, in detail? What's it like before, during, after? What does the rest of your body feel like? What does your brain feel like during? Compare it to stuff. Give me metaphors. Write a poem or something. Edit. Thanks for all the comments and the silvers. You guys are so poetic. I loved reading all your answers. Thanks for being so descriptive. Nobody in my life had ever described it as a sneeze, but that seems to be the consensus here, which I find intriguing. How do you know, as a girl, if you just really like being around, admire certain other girls, or if you re-crushing on them? Are there any other women out there who don't really feel anything internally? Like, I feel like my vagina has no nerve endings and certainly no G-spot. Am I alone here? Straight guys who have used sex toys for masturbation, for any part of the body, what has been your favorite product? Is it normal not to be able to pleasure yourself, women? Like, you try but you just can't seem to do it? Catholics and others who choose to not have sex before marriage, does this just mean no penetration or no genital stimulation at all? Moreover, married Catholics who choose to wait a few years between kids, does this mean no sex during this time, since contraception is sinful in the Catholic Church? Lesbians, how do you protect against STDs? Okay, for real, I've always been genuinely curious about this and I hope a girl can answer for me. Is like just shy of 6 inches a small penis? I feel like it's super average, but I've just never really known. How do people even find out what fetishes they are into? Like the cutting ones. Why do men crave anal so much? What's the attraction? Okay, but how do guys hide their ducks in their pants? Like, do they tuck it somewhere? I am so confused. I'm a woman in her early 20s, but does sex at this age always suck? I've hardly had any because it mostly hurts and most of the time I just don't feel horny enough. I can't tell if I'm fucking the wrong dudes or something is wrong with me. I don't give BJs and like some pretty vanilla stuff. I've considered maybe I'm asexual, but honest to God I just want a normal sex life. Does it eventually get better? Also, trans women who have not had bottom surgery, does your penis still work after going on hormones? I've never had sex, so I always wanna ask about everything. I am also kinda curious about how other people get off on their own. Guys, who would you prefer having sex with? A girl with a beautiful body but not such an attractive face, or a girl with a beautiful face but not such a great body? I've read every response and have to say I've learned a lot today. I asked this my ex one time and he got all defensive and said, "Why are you asking this?" Thanks for all the responses. I want to clarify a few things. No, I did not ask my ex this question as a trap. I was feeling self-conscious and genuinely wanted to know what was more important for guys. This was when our relationship was already falling apart, so I didn't really care for his opinion, but men's opinion in general. I can see why he got defensive, though, and that it seems like a tricky question. I mean, not such a great body face like what you personally don't find attractive. I know that's very subjective and personal. I know, too, that charisma and other perks play an important role. And no, I don't mean a deformed body or face, but something that you personally just don't find so appealing. Why do some people moan and some people just tremble? Are circle jerks really a thing? Exclamation point. I have always wanted to know. Where does the gay voice come from? I knew a guy in high school who talked like everyone else, but then when he came out his voice turned feminine. Are gay people making the voice on purpose, or can they literally not help it? Shortly after a gay friend came out, I was talking to him about beautiful celebrities for some reason and he said he'd fuck some hot actress I don't even remember. I was like, what? He said he wasn't bisexual, he just said, well, if it's her, I mean, yeah, I'd still do it. Is that a common thing? I wouldn't fuck Henry Cavill, even though he is Henry Cavill, because he is a dude and I am a strict non-fucker of dudes. Does anal feel like reverse pooping? When I have sex with my girlfriend there is kind of like black goo on my penis after. It seems like dried blood maybe? It's kind of turning both of us off and I DK what it is or how to fix it. Me, a virgin, reading this thread. Ah yes, I know the 6 Very good. Is the talk a normal thing for kids to get from their parents while you growing up? I never had that, other than the sex ed in school, which wasn't anything more than an anatomy lesson, and it would have made things a lot less confusing. I was raised in a very religious home, too, so the stigma around sex kept me from ever wanting to think about it. Eventually I just googled my questions and figured it out, but that caused me a lot of shame and fear. Edit. Thank you to everyone who is sharing their experiences. Do women watch gay porn? How the fuck does the post-nut clarity work? You dive deep into some weird shit and then are disgusted with yourself immediately afterwards. How? Why is that a thing? Not a question answer, but this whole Reddit post is the best sex ed I've ever had in my entire life. Do women actually like the feeling of your partner grabbing your boobs, or do you only enjoy the feeling of being wanted in that moment? Why is it called a blowjob and not a suck job? Question for the gay guys out there. Do you have sword fights with your dicks? Because I feel like that's something I wouldn't be able to pass up if I was gay. No one cares, but this is the best sex education I've ever had. Thank you, Reddit.